federal intervention could help Fort Pierce police as it did in Las Vegas. Vertical line photos by Elliot Jones of SHPOM Fort Pierce. Relatives of 21-year-old Demarcus Seger, who police fatally shot April 23, recently marched on the streets to say they aren't getting information they want about the ongoing investigation into the shooting. Elijah Smith was among 25 people who marched to the police substation on Avenue D on July 9, more than 2 months after the shooting. "We want transparency," said the soft-spoken Smith, a longtime Fort Pierce resident and Seger's grandfather. His comment echoes what is being heard in other communities that have had a police-involved shooting. The gap between information people want and information police give often is a large one. That's led in some communities nationwide to something the Fort Pierce Police Department wants to join, a voluntary U.S. Department of Justice review program in which experts are brought in to advise law enforcement agencies on how to reorganize and engage the public. More than 30 communities, from Las Vegas to North Charleston, South Carolina, have been a part of the program since it started in 2010. The federal department's Collaborative Reform Initiative, as it is called, is voluntary, said the OJ program official Noble Ray. It is different from a federal review of the shooting investigation, which the city requested and was prompted in part by a series of citizens' meetings including one organized by the NAACP. Before the shooting in April, Police Chief Diane Hobley Gurney heard of the voluntary program and invited the DOJ to consider bringing it to Fort Pierce, said police spokesman Ed Cunningham. Ray said his agency still is deciding if and how it may become involved with the Fort Pierce Police Department. The decision should be made sometime this summer. Such studies can be big or small, depending on what the local police and community want, he said. For instance, the study of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department was expansive, starting in 2011 and lasting 4 years. It recommended 70 reforms, based on advice from experts in law enforcement. Similar and a key part of the recommendations to Las Vegas, said department spokeswoman Laura Metzger, is what Smith is calling for: quicker release of information to the public about police-involved shootings. Smith said he wants to see his grandson's autopsy, or at least have someone tell him how the investigation is going. After Seger's shooting, the Fort Pierce Police Department turned the investigation over to the St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office. Neither policing agency nor the state attorney's office would name the officers involved in the shooting. Community pressure built. Police named the men in May. Because of the reforms in Las Vegas, that agency now releases the name of officers, their ages and length of employment within 48 hours of an officer-involved incident. It makes things less contentious, Metzger said. If the DOJ decides to help Fort Pierce, it will be at no cost to the city. The North Charleston Police Department in South Carolina recently joined the program. Police spokesman Spencer Pryor said the program costs nothing. But after recommendations are made in about 3 years, it is up to the city to decide whether to go forward with any of them and how to pay for any costs involved. In Las Vegas, The police department set up an Office of Internal Oversight to help gather information the DOJ requested, and once the study was complete, it paid for recommended training, Metzger said. Apart from the DOJ program, Metzger said her agency for years had been proactive in engaging the public. That includes monthly community meetings and police talking with people one-on-one while on patrol. It is all part of the puzzle, she said. Expectations believe Gurney couldn't be reached to talk about what she expects should the DOJ come in to reform the Fort Pierce Police Department. On July 5 she was put on paid leave while city officials investigated complaints about her handling of the department. She has been serving a suspension since July 18 and is expected back at work Monday. She was hired a year ago, in part to help improve community relations in the city's northwest area where many shootings and homicides have happened. Cunningham spoke on her behalf, saying, "We hope they can help us find resources to engage more citizens and community leaders as well as improve equipment, training and modernizing the police department." At the chief's invitation, Ray visited Fort Pierce during the last week of June. City Manager Nick Mims told Ray he would welcome DOJ's involvement. Ray also met with 22 citizens the police chief recommended. They met privately in the boardroom of the Fort Pierce Housing Authority. The names of those invited haven't been released. One who attended was St. Lucie County NAACP Chairman Tony Barnes. Others included ministers, politicians and community activists. "It is a great program, but it could take 2 to 5 years to see the results," Barnes said. "You have to be patient." From what Barnes heard from people in the meeting, transparency is a goal, as is accountability, he said. "People want to feel comfortable with the police," Barnes said. Added Ray, "They want the police department to be more connected with the community, to build trust."